Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put on our wig cap to protect our hair. And now we're going to glue our eyebrows down. So we're going to smear this glue all in our eyebrow hairs. And then we're going to comb them up and away from the eye as flat as possible. And once you've done that, you just smooth it down with your finger and apply some translucent powder. Now we're going to take some primer and smear that all over our face too. Rub it deep into your pores. And now the fun part starts. So I'm using some red face paint and applying that all over my face with a brush. I'm not using a beauty sponge because that will absorb some of the product and I don't want that. And now I'm setting it all with some translucent powder. Now we're going to do one of the more challenging parts of the look, which is drawing on the eyebrows. It's challenging because you want them to be symmetrical, so take your time, go slow, and remember that everything that you do at this stage is fixable. Now that our eyebrows are on, we're going to go and carve them out with some white face paint. So I'm just putting that under the brow for a highlight on both sides. And now to carve the top out, I'm going to use the red face paint and go right around the perimeter of the brow. Remember to go slow and take your time because you want these brows to look snatched. Now I'm taking that same brush I used on my face and blending out the perimeter of the brow. And I'm also going to take some white eyeshadow and set the white that I put under my eye earlier. Now I'm going to set the brows with some translucent powder. Using tape to create a clean line is one of the best tricks that you'll ever use in makeup. So now I'm just going to apply my eyeshadow along the perimeter of that tape, and I can move inwards and start blending. So I'm just going in with a red eyeshadow and blending that out. And then I'm going to go in with a darker color. In this case, I'm using purple because I think purple and red look really great together and it creates a lot of depth. I'm also going to drag that purple right into my crease and keep blending out. And now with a smaller brush, I'm going in with that purple right along the inside of my crease, and I'm going to blend that out. And now we're going to go with some black. When you're using black shadow, be careful about how much you're picking up on your brush. So I'm going in with a little bit at a time because I don't want to create a whole mess on my eye that I'm not going to be able to fix later. Now with some white cream, I'm going to go in and create my new crease. And take your time with this too. If you're like me, then you love glitter. So I'm putting some glitter on this eye with a brush and some eyelash glue. And I'm going to do that on both sides. And we're doing a gold to red gradient. So I'm going to put gold on the inside and red on the top. Fun fact about me, I can't close one eye at a time or wink. So I have to pull my eyelid down to apply eyeliner. But honestly, this works so well. Just be really gentle with your eyelid. Now we're going to blend our eyeliner in with our glitter and our eyeshadow. So I'm just using some black eyeshadow for this. Now we're going to fill in our highlight areas with some white face paint. So I'm just going to use that under the eye, on both sides, on my forehead, and on the bridge of my nose. Because I'm not using a beauty sponge for this look, I'm going to use the same brush that I used on my face to blend in the perimeter of the highlight. Fun fact number 2, my nose is crooked. So when I draw the highlight on the bridge of my nose, I have to manipulate it to make my nose look straight. So the way I do this is to create a straight line down the nose, and then with contour, I'm going to fix the perimeter of that and make my nose look straight. Now with some red face paint, I'm just going to go in on my nose and fix my nose, make it look straight. Now one of the fun parts about getting into drag is baking. So I'm going to take some white powder and bake my highlight areas, so my cheeks, my forehead, and my nose. While our highlights are baking, we can go in and do the under eye. So I'm just going in with the red, purple, and black shadows that I used before. I'm making sure to avoid the center of my eye because I'm going to be applying some white liner there that'll elongate the eye shape. And I'm just using some face paint to do this. So just like a triangular shape under the eye. I'm going in with an angled brush now and just creating some little details under the eye. And we're going to set the whites of our eye with some white eyeshadow. Now we're going to fill in half of our waterline with white liner and the other half with black liner. And we're just going to kind of blend those two together. Just adding some details to our top liner with some liquid eyeliner. Now it's time to hold your breath and wipe off all of the white powder and try not to hit your eye like I just did. Now we're going to go in with some red eyeshadow and contour our cheeks, our forehead, and our nose. I always put some white shadow on the bridge of my nose to accentuate the highlight. Now we're going to add some black shadow to our eyebrows. A great tip for drawing on eyebrow hairs is to grab a blob of eyeliner and put it on an angled brush and then pinch the brush so that it becomes very thin, and then you can just kind of stroke them onto your face. Now we're going to use some white eyeshadow to accentuate the highlight under the brow. The fun thing about makeup is that it has no gender, so I like to keep my beard when I'm doing drag and when I'm applying makeup just on a regular day. So I'm filling it in with some black face paint right now. Spur of the moment idea, I decided to draw a mustache on because I've never done this before. So I went in with a fine tipped brush and some black eyeliner. And then I made a mistake on the other side. So I'm just cleaning it up with some makeup remover and a Q-tip and covering it back up with some eyeshadow. And we're done. Now I'm preparing my lips for some lipstick, so I'm just removing all the face paint off my lips and applying some black lipstick. This will dry matte. This look wasn't glittery enough for me, so I decided to add some black glitter into my beard, and I'm doing that with a toothbrush. And this is a great way to massage the glitter right into your beard, and it works really well. I'm also going to apply some to the mustache, so I'm doing this with an angled brush and some eyelash glue. In case you haven't figured out by now, I am such a drama queen, so I'm going to make this eye even bigger and bolder. So the way I'm doing this is with some black eyeshadow, and I'm just creating a line from the middle of my eye about halfway into my temple. And now I'm using a little bit of black shadow to smudge that right into the bottom lash line. And with a bigger, fluffier brush, I'm going to blend that out even more. Now with some white liner, I'm just going to make a sharp line on top of that. With that same liner, I'm going to go into my eyebrows and create some dimension. It's important to take your time with this because if you mess up your brows now, there's no going back. Now I'm just going in with some red shadow and covering my neck and my ears. Yay, setting spray! I'm pretty sure highlighter is everyone's favorite part of makeup, and it definitely is one of my favorites, so I'm just applying that now on my cheeks and my nose. Now we're going to apply some mascara to the tops and bottoms. Make sure you don't hit that white on the bottom though. And now it's lash time. So I'm putting on some regular lashes that I've glued construction paper strips onto to make them more bold and more dramatic. And they actually last a long time and they work really well. And now I'm applying my signature one bottom lash. I come from a South Asian background, and bindis, which is the little gem I just put on my forehead, are a part of our culture, so I try to incorporate that in most of my looks. Just adding some more gems all over my face. And our makeup is done, and now you are the devil.